I think this was a good practice. So Patricio, real quick, maybe give us some of your takeaways from what you think.
Well, like you said, the being able to not get out of your trades once you get a little or one or two patterns that go against what you think the trade is, and just wait for it. I know that's been part of the problem. And what I mean is like maybe trading from a position of fear of not knowing what's going to happen to the market. Like you said, adhere to the rules that always work in any kind of industry game or whatever you do. So yeah, I guess at my level, maybe just stick to the rules and then work mentally on identifying those high probability trades, like you said, that honestly, I do not have them very clear on my mind right now. So just work at being able to identifying those high probability trades, whatever they are. So
yeah. Anybody riding the wave right now? Anybody catch that wave? Just kind of curious. Good, Larry. It's awesome. Well, anybody else have any takeaways from today before I kind of jump into the kind of a recap of today?
What I saw there in the when it got to the end of this cycle, where it could have broken out and it made a test and it formed the wick, and then you said he could have sold right there. That was something I caught and realized. Then once it failed, it's going to come back down. So you could pick up some pips right there by selling.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely. So just kind of taking so sometimes what I'm looking for sometimes is like quick hits, like high probability, quick runs, like, 2, 3, 4 pips. And other times I'm looking for it turning into a longer run. And I'm playing both sides at the same time in my brain, where some quick wins and then where some runs, right? And that's when I'm bringing in that risk versus reward, all that kind of stuff. I love what Khalid said. His aha moment was try to lose, and that's when you win. So we've got a lot of that today. So this is Michael says, can you give us some high probability trades to look at so we can see which ones we like? I think I'll do a video on that.
I would love that. Yeah,
because it takes a little. It's going to be a little bit longer, right, to go over that. But the key here is honestly, because I really believe that the way I look at the market through a different lens than you look for the market. My experience is different than your experience, so I might be analyzing 20 different things, and if you're a beginner, you shouldn't be analyzing 20 different things. You're only analyzing 1 or 2, and so. There's difference there for me. Ultimately, yes, I can give you examples of what I look at. I can give you examples of what other people look at. And there's a lot out there. Find one that you can see easily and then back test it, right? Figure out, take 10 to 20 off, find it in charts, go back 10 to 20 times where you found it. And how many times out of 10 or 20 did it work? Did it go in your favor? And if it's greater than 60 or 70% of the time it does that, guess what? You have a high probability trade setup, right? But the key here is that can you identify it in your skill set of wherever you're at as a trader? Can you identify it, right? Learning what I do might not be as much benefit to you if you can't see it when it comes into fruition, right? But exactly. So that's when I'll do a video on that for sure, Michael, and just give you a few places to start, right? So, but yeah, great comment. All right, so real quick, going back to this recap session, and I'm gonna just, oops. Don't want it in the meeting. I'm just going to share my screen, if you don't mind, Patricia.
No, go ahead, please.
All right. Everybody see MT4?
Mhm.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so today made $328 in this account, which is going to be more than 3% on that account because I just barely crossed over the $10,000 mark today. So what I was looking at today, what we were writing in today, it was basically we were trading this. Sorry, got to get my annotations up. Move over here. So we're kind of in looking at this channel down, right? We're kind of trading this channel down all day today. When it popped up, I think this is kind of where we started trading, was right in here. We just kind of rode this down, or maybe it was right here. I think it was right here because we rode this down, kind of wobbled this and saying, okay, if it breaks here, it could run down. And we kind of wobbled, meaning we were buying and selling right in here, but the candles were really, really good. It was really, really good to where I didn't have a take profit on today in today's session because the candles were basically, 4 or 5 pip a candle, right? Let alone price cycles were, 16 to 17. So I was able to let some of the runners run and some of your winners run. And then I peeled off with some of the losses. I also was trading a little bit heavier today than I typically do in this account. But I wasn't getting in heavier. So what I was doing is I was taking, less of the pushing the buttons. And because what I found was that for me, I'm not able to, in MT4 personally, I'm not able to smack the button fast enough like I can in Alveo. So I just increased my position size. And then as opposed to getting 2 or 3 trades on when I see a high probability trade setup, I only need to get 1 or 2 in MT4 by just going a little bit heavier, right? And so I kind of changed that a little bit for me. But I'm still light in my total position size. I was just heavier on my per trade quantity. And so I don't know if you guys recognize that, but I just wanted to point that out, is that's one of the adjustments that I did today because of the speed of execution of putting trades on. It was a lot slower here. So we looked and we saw kind of this bottom forming right here. And it kind of gave us this kind of the bottom. And then we saw that this is kind of where I was done trading and we entered into a challenge. We also said that if it was going to climb higher, it needed to cross this point. Well, guess what? It did. And it is right now. So my bias was down until it crossed this point, right? Once it crossed that point, that's when we kind of we would switch our bias and look for the ride up. I love the challenge today that we went and did. The challenge was kind of getting yourself into a losing situation, fixing that loss. Being specific in our techniques and focusing on our techniques and our challenges helps us to become a more consistent and profitable trader. So I love that. In fact, I would encourage more people to do that. If you find what your weaknesses is or where your trade breaks down, practice that in a demo account. Get yourself into that exact situation and practice getting out of it, right? And do it over and over and over until that weakness becomes your strength. And that will help you to become a much more consistent trader. So that's my recap for today's trading session. I appreciate it, guys. We have a couple things tonight. We have a thing tonight at 8 p.m., 10 p.m. Eastern. I know it's kind of late for some of you guys, but if you can make it, Cool's going to be talking about the mindset, the psychology of trading. Awesome conversation. He's really, really good at it. So don't miss. I wouldn't want to miss that one. But then again, I love taking you guys and teaching. So you guys have those teaching moments, whether you're strong at it and you're good at it, or you need practice at it. We'd love to be love to teach. Yeah, everything's going to be recorded. But if you can attend live, then you get to ask questions. But again, I know it's late for some of you guys, but it's the best time for us to do it. All right, guys. Well, thank you. And with that, we'll see you guys in either tonight or tomorrow morning. Thanks,
It
guys.
will be on Discord. Discord.
Yep, I'm going to post that right now. Thank you, guys.
No, I'm talking about tonight.
Yep.
It will be on Discord.
Yeah, it'll be an event on Discord. So
Thanks.
and thanks, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks.
Bye.